Hello and welcome to the Yorkshire Gardener's new line of videos. We are going to be showing you how to cook recipes using the produce from your allotments so that you're not just cooking the same things all the time, to give you ideas for you to cook at home. So I hope you look forward to these recipes. Make sure you click that subscribe button at the bottom. Stay tuned for new videos getting posted and new recipes. These will be coming up once a week, hopefully, maybe more, so stay tuned for that. I'll also post the ingredients, the nutritional value of the products, so then you know what it contains. So yes, let's get on with today's recipe. The first recipe that we are doing today is the rhubarb bread and butter pudding. People just tend to stick to rhubarb crumble, so I thought I'd give a few ideas on what to cook with rhubarb. So let's get on with cooking. So first we need some rhubarb. This is freshly picked today, looking nice and fresh, nice and pink with lots of colour. I just need to wash it all and chop the ends off, the white bits off at the bottom. I've already chopped the leaves off. Don't forget to chop the leaves off as they are poisonous. So first we need to preheat the oven to 180 degrees. Yes, do that first before we start preparing and cooking the rest of the meal. The oven is set to 180 degrees and it is currently preheated. So the ingredients that you need for this recipe are 600 grams of rhubarb cut into 2.5 centimetre pieces. You need 200 grams of caster sugar, 2 tablespoons of water, 300 grams of white bread sliced and the crusts removed. It needs to be thick bread, thick sliced, 40 grams of butter softened, 300 mils of milk, I'm using semi-skimmed milk, 1 vanilla pod, 4 eggs, 300 mils of double cream, and icing sugar for dusting. That's optional. I'm not using icing sugar for dusting. I will now put up a screenshot of the ingredients so that you can take a screenshot of it for yourselves. And now you can see the nutritional value of this recipe. Right, so let's get cooking this lovely recipe. So first we need 600 grams of rhubarb. So that's about 600 grams. I just gone over a bit because I just need to chop the ends off, so it'll be a bit light.
Once you've chopped it up, it should look like that. That needs to be placed in a saucepan. You also need to put 2 tablespoons of water and 100 grams of the caster sugar in with it as well. So we need to that's all the sugar, the 100 grams of sugar, not all the sugar, on the rhubarb with the water in. You need to gently simmer that for about 5 minutes so that the rhubarb holds its form. You don't want it going all loose and sloppy. So yep, 5 minutes till it's tender.
Next up we need to butter 300 grams of white thick sliced bread. Remember to take the crusts off the bread as we don't need the crusts. So we need to butter them and get them ready.
Keep stirring the rhubarb as we do not want it burning in the bottom. The juice from the rhubarb will come out, so that will give you a nice juice. So yep, do that for 5 minutes.
So like I said, next you're needing about 300 grams of sliced thick bread. So I need to take all them crusts off there, which will take it down to about 300 grams.
So that is ready. So let's take that off the heat.
As we don't want it to lose its form. You can turn that off now. And in the meantime, I've cut the slight edges off the bread so it all looks like that. The best way to cut it off is just use a pair of scissors. Nice and easy, just cut it straight off. So the next thing we need to do is butter the bread nice and thickly. It all needs to be buttered. So we'll butter that now before moving on to the next step.
Giving them a generous layer of butter. After all, it is called bread and butter pudding, so you can't have the bread without the butter. So the next step is to cut them into triangles. They're all cut into nice triangles. Again, I've used the scissors as it's a lot easier than using a knife. Place the triangles in an oven-based tray.
So what you're wanting is a tray like this, that's safe to go in the oven. And what you're wanting to do is place a layer of them slightly overlapping each other in the bottom of the tray. If your tray is bigger, you might need to get some more bread, just in case, as you want to cover it all up. Something just like that. Okay, so after we've done that, we need to put on half of the rhubarb to cover the bread. So you get your rhubarb, and we just want to spoon over half of the mixture on the bread. You don't want to use it all, just half of it. Something like that. That should do it. Then you want to layer over the remaining of the bread over the top of it. So it's all nicely covered. Just like that. So next we need to get the vanilla pod, which we've purchased. You only need one, and we want to slice it open, and we need to scrape out the seeds into a saucepan. So I've cut it in half. We just need to scrape out all the insides into a saucepan now. So once you've scraped it out, you need to put them into your saucepan, also along with the vanilla pod. And you also need to put your 300 ml of milk in with that as well. So we've got this milk in there, we've got this vanilla pod, and we've got the vanilla seeds. So we need to gently simmer that now on the cooker. So after you put the bread on there, you need to put your remaining rhubarb over the top of the bread. So we'll just scrape that all on top of the remaining bread. Just like this. Certainly smelling nice. So that's ready for the next bit.
So we need to bring the milk to the boil before we can move on to the next bit. But while that's coming to the boil, you can also get your eggs and also your sugar, and you want to whisk them together in a large bowl while that's coming to a boil. So I've got that coming to a boil now. We can take it off the heat, and we want to just leave it for 10 minutes to infuse all the vanilla. Look at that, certainly smelling lovely. So I've put the sugar and the eggs in a bowl. All we need to do is whisk them all together now, as so. So we've now got a nice eggy mixture. So after your milk has infused for 10 minutes, you want to pour on your 300 ml of double cream. Like so. And after you've poured that on, you then want to pour in your eggy mixture, what you've just made up. So all we want to do is just pour it straight in, but remember to give it a good old stir after you've poured it all in. Stir it really, really well so that it all infuses in together. Just like that. Looking spot on. So then, after you've mixed all that together, you need to get yourself a sieve, and we want to pour the mixture over the top of the crumble and the bread. Just like so. Just stir the remainder out so that it all goes through into it, because we don't want to waste any of it. The bread will soak up a lot of the mixture, so it will go down quite a bit. So, I think I am happy with that now. So it should look something like that, and you can press it down just a bit, just to look like that, so that it's not over the top of your bowl. And that's just perfect. So the next job is to cook it. So we need to put it in that preheated oven for 45 minutes to 1 hour, so that it cooks it thoroughly and it sets. So let's get it in the oven. So we will come back to that in an hour to see how it's cooking, or maybe 45 minutes, we'll see what it looks like. Stay tuned and we'll see. It's been 45 minutes now, so to a 50 minutes. So I've taken the rhubarb crumble out and it's time to let it cool. Look at that. It's absolutely delicious. It's risen quite a lot, but it's now starting to sink. So yeah, leave it to cool, ready to eat.